We are live. The shift is here. Nick Earnshaw. Nick Earnshaw. My man. How are you tonight?
What's going on, Francisco? We got another episode of The Shift. This is our biggest one of the off season, I feel like. I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's
So
things are
much.
actually happening. We were the last episode,
It,
we were like, can something happen? Can something happen? Things are happening, Francisco. We love to see
it's
it. We got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be so much fun.
so much. And like you had mentioned, I mean, baseball fans have been talking about this. It's been so boring.
Yeah,
Like, look, I love
yeah.
Aaron Nola to death as a Phillies fan, but it's been so. Even that wasn't that exciting because the only exciting part about that was that he looked like Frodo Baggins in the press conference. I thought that was funny. Like that was it. That was the only entertaining part
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
his hairstyle was a little it was interesting.
showing his
I like
hairline.
listen with the hat on when he's got the brim, the flow. It looks great. He might want to cut it short for the off season, grow it back out for the season when he's wearing the hat more of the time. I like that look of Aaron Nola a little bit better. That's what I'm just saying.
I would agree with that. I would
You
agree
know,
with that. But but let's close out the Aaron Nola thing real quick. Congrats, Aaron Nola, on getting his deal, getting his money.
love it.
So we finally get a big deal. And this is not the biggest one to come, obviously. You probably already know who that is, and we'll give you an update on that later in the show. Because I think literally last time we mentioned Shohei Ohtani, we pretty much gave you the same update. It's been the same update for like the last, feels like week or two, with maybe a little bit of twists here and there. But the favorites to land Shohei Ohtani still stand as a teams that they are. But Nick Earnshaw, I work overnights, so I went to sleep yesterday with the reports and the rumors that there was, it was heating up on Juan Soto to the Yankees. It was really heating up that they were getting close, and I knew I was going to wake up and the deal would have been done, which is exactly what happened. So you get Juan Soto and Trent Grisham as well to the New York Yankees, and the Padres in exchange get one of the Yankees' best relievers, and Michael King, a couple of their prospects, and Kyle Higashioka, former World Baseball Classic catcher. Let's just say that on his resume. And Garrett Cole's favorite catcher to throw to. So that's who the Padres get in return. Honestly, I think it's probably a good deal for both sides, and we'll get to that in just a second. But everyone's talking about, Nick, big bad evil empire is back. But hold up, Nick. I'm going to go to you first because I don't know. I don't know, though. Juan Soto, big name, one of the biggest superstars in Major League Baseball. They're already talking about him being, the Ted Williams of this generation. But where are we at right now, though, Juan Soto? Just one player. I know he's a big-time player, but just one player. What does this deal do so far for the Yankees at this point in time?
Listen, it's a good deal. It's a good deal for both sides. I'm with you there. Soto, the Padres need to move some money. They get some young pitching back. I love Mr. Drew Thorpe, led the entire minor leagues in strikeouts last season in the minors. Was the most whiffs by a Yankees pitcher since Brandon Clausen punched out 220 in 2001. That stat for you,
Jimmy
Francisco. Yeah.
Clausen?
Yeah, Brandon Clausen is according to
His
Baseball
brother.
America. Little Baseball America stat for you there, Fran. But no, both teams need to make this move. Padres need to move some money. Soto is the expendable guy. It's crazy that he's moved twice now in 2 years. Wild stuff. He's only 25 years of age. Makes sense for the Yankees. They need to retool. Had a really down year last year, dealt with injuries, etc. But when we talk about the Bronx Bombers, yeah, they got the short porch. Yeah, they have Aaron Judge. Yeah, now have Juan Soto. Yeah, they added Verdugo. Great. A nice little lineup they got. Stanton, if he could stay healthy. It's a nice little lineup. Anthony Volpe, maybe year 2 comes around a little bit more. They got some guys. They got some guys, right? Got some names. I'm not sold on their pitching staff. They gave up a couple pitchers for Verdugo. They gave up more pitching in this trade. They gave up their top pitching prospect. Or I don't see the Yankees being this juggernaut, especially in the division that they're in, where Baltimore was amazing last year and they got better. They're just going to continue to grow. Blue Jays, they're still a contender. The Rays, they're still really good. Boston, we'll see with Boston. They're kind of in the same spot as the Yankees, maybe a little worse than the Yankees, but I'm still concerned about their pitching, and I'm still concerned about their health. That's just where I'm at with the Yankees. Can they win a little bit more than 80 games? Sure. Maybe they sneak as a third wild card. I don't love where the Yankees are at right now. I still think they need to do more. Yes, Verdugo's huge. Yes, adding Juan Soto's huge. He's going to be an important piece of this lineup. But the pitching is scarce for me, Francisco. They gave up a lot of it in these deals. So that's where I'm at. I don't know how much it's going to do. Maybe, I think they'll be in contention for a playoff spot, unlike they were this past season. It bolsters their offense. Sure, their offense got better. Their pitching, Rodon, he was hurt. What are you going to get out of him this coming year, right? Garrett Cole, he's getting older, right? He's getting up there in age. The bullpen's, to me, still shaky. You give up another piece in there too in these deals. So, yeah, I'm still worried about the Yankees pitching. They can have a good lineup that might stay healthy, but the pitching is a concern, starting and in the bullpen. So, it's a good move. I think they can win around like 82, 83 games. Sure. Okay, great. But what are you going to do about your arms? That's what I'm asking Brian Cashman now. What are you going to do about the arms? They're not back. They're not all the way back. Stop with that. Let's relax. They got a really good player. He's going to help them. He's going to contribute. But the pitching, major concern still for me.
Yeah. All right. So, Nick, I tweeted out last night, when I woke up from the overnight or for the overnight, and I said, congratulations to the Yankees. You're going to win 85 games this year. I've actually gone down further.
Oh. Wow.
I think it's not a bad deal for the Yankees. Like, if they extend him, it's a good deal.
Yeah, I think they will. They will.
Three things for me, right? You already hit on it. I don't need to hit on it too much. They obviously need starting pitching. The reports are that if they don't get, I don't know who said this, maybe it was Rosenthal, I forget who it was, that if they don't get Yamamoto, but they're actually treating it like he's a must-have, like Soto, that they treated Soto, that they're not even going to go after starting pitching, that they're going to try to bulk up the bullpen, maybe get Jordan Hicks, and just, go with, 4 starters and then just go with the rest of the bullpen short games. I don't think that's the best idea. They need starting pitching, number one. They need to get Yamamoto. They need to maybe try to make a splash with Blake Snell if they're really an evil empire and they want to come back and get your CC Sabathias, your AJ Burnett's, your Mark Teixeira's, your Mike Mussina's, whoever they've gotten in the past, Gary Sheffield, like all these, they really want to do that and really want to come back and do that, then go out and get Blake Snell. Go out and get whomever if you really want to go and to compete in the American League East at the very least. And I know you're trying to win a World Series, okay? So they need starting pitching, number one. Number two, I look back at a season like 2022 when they had everything. They had a good bullpen. They had a good lineup. And that was, Judge had a historic year, but Judge was a big piece, but Stanton relatively healthy. And but regardless, the offense was solid, with Judge, obviously. And their starting pitching was good. You had Cortez, you had Cole, you had Jameson Taillon. You had, I believe, Domingo Germán and a little bit of Sevy, who is now a Met. Overall, they won 99 games. They were a really good team because they were overall really good. I actually don't even know if I like their lineup, dude. I don't even know if their lineup is going to be any competent. Anthony Rizzo played through a concussion. That was a whole thing last year. I don't know how much that's going to affect him going forward. I hope for him to stay healthy. Okay, Gleyber Torres. He had a good year last year, bounced back, but he's been all over the place since his 35 homer year that he had way back in 2019. Okay, can Giancarlo Stanton stay healthy? He's supposed to have one of those. We're going to talk about free agent signings, man. That guy was supposed to, You're supposed to. I mean, you needed him to stay healthy, relatively, and he hasn't. Even can Aaron Judge stay healthy? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I hope he does. It'd be great for the sport. But honestly, man, like, are they even touching 80? Are they even touching 80 wins? I don't know. Like, seriously, it's a possibility. I know it's going to sound hot takey, but like Verdugo, solid to good player, not a great player. Volpe came out and had a good rookie season. Offensively was kind of all over the place, but still had 21 homers, and I think he won a Gold Glove. So Volpe, I like Anthony Volpe a lot. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know how I feel. Like, Soto, great deal. But I just feel like the Yankees have a lot of holes. Their bullpen's still great. But Nick, am I overreacting? I could be.
No.
I could be. Maybe, look, let's see what they do the rest of the offseason. But right now, I feel like the Yankees, especially you talked about, the Orioles and Tampa Bay and, Toronto, who potentially Toronto could get Shohei Ohtani. Like, come on, Toronto's trying to make a push. I mean, yeah, do I know if they could? But Ohtani's been rumored. That's one of the top teams. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how much I like the Yankees, man. Like right now, I don't know how much this does. Like, cool. Congratulations to Yankees fans. You already got 26 World Series. I don't care, 27, whatever it is. I have no sympathy for you. Like, oh yeah, good, you got that. I don't care. All right. So I just don't believe they touch 80 right now, even with the Soto deal. Trent Grisham. Career, I mean, Soto, I remember when Grisham botched the ball in 2018. I mean, what a gift. So I don't know, man. That's where I'm at. Not even touching 80.
Listen. It's fair. That's fair. I guess at 82, 83, 84. All right, fine. You're not crazy behind me.
I know. It's not that far off.
If they stay healthy. I'm with you. It's what
you did mention that.
They have to stay healthy. I mean, they were hurt last year. Giancarlo Stanton, what did I say at the beginning when we started this show together, when I hopped on the shift? I said, if Giancarlo Stanton, I was like, if Giancarlo Stanton gets hurt, it's over. I mean, he's probably going to get hurt. And, you can't trust him. You cannot trust him. Arson Judge, 1 year anniversary the other day. John Heyman, we love you.
No, we don't.
Listen. No comment. No, look, they have to stay healthy, and they did not do that last year. The lineups, I mean, listen, you got Soto, you have all these guys, you have all these names, but if they're not going to be in the lineup, they're not going to go very far. And we've talked about it. The pitching, it's a major concern. And Yamamoto's asking for what did I see? A report 275, 300 million. He's asking for over what, 10 years? There was that MLB Network report.
300 million.
That's a lot of money.
I would not give Yamamoto that much money.
It's a lot of money. And and I think I saw another report. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, that the Yankees was it the Yankees? They sent someone to each one of his starts throughout the year, something along those lines. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Yamamoto. But they're heavily interested in him. Are they going to give him all that money? I don't know. The guy hasn't pitched in the bigs yet. I'm sure he'll come over, do a great job, be a really good pitcher, but it's a lot of money that you would give this guy. I'm not sold on the Yankees being this contender next year. I'm just not. Like, okay, you have Judge, who's entering age 31. He's going to be 32, I guess. Soto's 25, yes, but he's not even under contract after this year. Are you going to re-sign him? That's a question mark. I think they will, but I mean, there's still a lot of question marks with these Yankees, and their lineup's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weirdly constructed. I don't know if there's a ton of balance. It's like ball go boom, short porch in right field. All right, we'll see. Hopefully that's what happens. But no, I think you have a right to be concerned and to say, yeah, they might not even get 80 wins. So, yeah, it's a good deal for them. Listen, they get a really good young player. Guys could be good for a long time. If you're able to keep them there, great. But definitely still, I'm not saying the Yankees are a World Series contender whatsoever. They're barely a playoff contender to me and you. So I'm with you. agreed to start this show, which doesn't happen. Does not happen. I think it's been happening a little too much lately, but we'll continue. We'll go forward.
Yeah, we will to the Yankees. Just try to get above 500 right now because I don't even know if you can.
Oh gosh.
Just be real.
81 and 81. Get to 81. You're there.
For Juan Soto deal. What if he doesn't stay? What if he doesn't?
If he doesn't stay, it's a shame, Brian.
Future Philly?
Huh?
Future Philly? Bye, Christian Pache and Johan Rojas.
You never know. You never know.
Bye.
You never, ever know.
You don't. You really don't. You never know. I never thought that Bryce Harper would be a Philly, but here we are.
No. Here we are.
All right. So, I did have I had a lean cuisine pizza earlier, Nick, about a couple hours ago. It's not enough yet because I'm going to have on my way to Atlantic City tonight. I'm going to have like maybe some fast food of some sort.
There you go.
So I'm thinking about the meat and potatoes. I'm thinking about it. And here we are. We're here. Pull up. You got your plate. You got your napkin. You got a bib. I know you got a bib. Yeah, pull the bib.
One with me. It's not here, but I do have a bib.
Okay, good.
Wear the bib.
So we're here, and of course we're here to serve up the Ohtani update. Shohei Ohtani free agency update. Now, Nick, I don't know. Do you have the sound on this? Do you think you can pull it up at all?
Yeah, give me one
potentially. So I saw this actually. This originally from Harold Reynolds and MLB Network, where I forget who he had on. It might have been JP Morosi. And they were talking about an update on Ohtani. And Harold Reynolds was talking about how it was a big miss that Major League Baseball, Ohtani or his agent haven't decided to, or they decided to, keep this under wraps. Or basically he wants all the talks to be private for his free agency. And Harold Reynolds basically saying, like, that's a big miss for Major League Baseball. That's a miss. Like, this should be a huge thing. So I thought that was a big thing. I really, really agreed with it. And I recently saw it on Instagram today. I believe it was Foul Territory TV, where Jorge Castillo, I think he's a LA Dodgers reporter. Don't quote me on that. And he talked about it too. Nick, I don't know if you have the audio by any chance.
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
No worries. But he talked about it too. And I thought it was really, really interesting. So whenever you're ready, we're going to pull it up. All right, cool. I think you just got to hit the mute button off of it. To the bottom right.
Yep, there we go.
Multiple people, in the last week, when I was talking to people ahead of that story, what I wrote that column, this was an opportunity for, baseball to be sort of in the mainstream, right? Like a little bit like, hey, Shohei Ohtani met with X team. This is what they pitched, whatever. This is what Shohei Ohtani wants. Nobody knows even what the guy wants. Nobody knows. Everyone here is speculating, man. Every time I'm I see somebody, hey, where's he going? What does he want? Does he want to play inside? Good weather? Does he want a clean city? Does he want West Coast, East Coast? Does he want to play with a Japanese player or not? Like, everyone's just sort of speculating. We don't have information. The fact that I am here right now at this big Opryland here, this massive hotel, and there's like a bunch of other reporters, hundreds of reporters here, it's because Major League Baseball wants us here, because it's a good thing for Major League Baseball for us to be here, because we generate interest, right? We get the fans to care about what's going on here. And it'd be good, I think, for the sport if we knew what was happening, at least, to a certain extent. Obviously, things are private. It's just free agency. You don't want to ruin your chances to make bank, right? To make some money. But, I think it'd be good for the sport if we knew a little bit more of what's going on, and you kind of like bring some fans in. Oh, wow, you see this development? You see what this happened? You see this happen? All that stuff. And I think the LeBron James comparison, obviously, it's not apples to apples. It's not the same exact thing. But, if you look back on what happened in 2010, and, I know that LeBron got roasted for it and going to a super team, and a lot of people were like, this decision thing is stupid. But, if you go back to look at the reporting, they were like, the pitches were like reported. Like the Cleveland Cavaliers did like a special video for him, and that's like Family Guy style and all this stuff. And that decision, though everyone kind of made fun of it, 10 million people watched it. And I'm not saying something that Ohtani were to do, like he doesn't have to do something like that. But like, I think something, this is an opportunity that's being missed. And everything's so secretive. everything is just over the top. And a lot of people in the industry are saying it. A lot of people are saying, frankly, it's dumb. And I know, like you said, like Ohtani's camp doesn't have to worry about that, but I think they are missing an opportunity.
Yeah. So Nick, I mean, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first here. I mean, I think who is it? Jorge Castillo. He hits it right on the head. Hits it right on the head. Every single soundbite there, from all those clips. I mean, he hits it right on the head. This guy is. It's not only all of that what he said. Like, remember, like this guy is the biggest superstar we have in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
One of the greatest talents in Major League Baseball history. Okay. And he's having one of the best stretches ever as an athlete. The last 3 years, he's having one of the best stretches ever as an athlete in athletic history, dating back to whatever they were playing lacrosse and like wherever that originated from. I forget where, but like 300 years ago.
Yeah,
That's probably wrong too. But you get
your point. I get what you're saying.
You get the point. This has to be public. It has to. I don't know whose decision it was, whether it was a free agent or it was the Ohtani's agent, whether it was Shohei Ohtani. I don't care who the agent should have taken over if Ohtani said this and said, no, we need this to be public, or Major League Baseball needed to step in. I don't know. It needs to be public. 3 points. And I know it wasn't big, but Manny Machado and Bryce Harper in 2019, that was a big deal. 2018 heading into 2019. We all remember, I know we're just this Philadelphia sports fan, but even Machado didn't come here, but he did though. He came here to Citizens Bank Park, and we remember like his whole they had the welcome Manny or whatever on the screen out in out on the big board in left field, and just all the rumors speculating and everything happening. Like the Machado and Harper thing was fun. It was fun for baseball.
The construction worker that went up to Machado.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So like that was fun. And like, I know Manny and Bryce are a bit more charismatic than Ohtani, and to a certain extent. Ohtani has a personality, but Ohtani's also kind of just like, he does him. Like Manny and Bryce, they're showmen. Both of them are. So I get that. But then you had Aaron Judge last year. We got the arson judge thing. We got Aaron Judge. Remember there was the video of him walking in San Fran, right? Like it was fun. It was a fun time. Okay, and I'll just echo what Jorge Castillo said there too. LeBron's decision in 2010. I don't care that there's a gazillion people that hated it. Like that's the point though. Is that like we talk about it 13 years later? Like, and we're going to talk about it forever because it was huge. It was huge. You can say whatever you want about LeBron. Like, oh, LeBron, you're a weirdo. Oh, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach, whatever. But we all remember it. We all remember it. I don't care if you think it's dumb or not. It doesn't matter. It was a moment. It was one of the biggest moments in sports history as far as free agency goes and decisions, quote unquote. So LeBron thing was big. And the last one, man, we talked about it a couple of episodes ago, right? The marketing in Major League Baseball. Like look, I'm not saying if this was public, that automatically baseball would be back at the forefront and that baseball would be where it was in 98. No, but it's stuff like this where baseball needs to hit on, no pun intended. Okay. Baseball needs to nail this stuff. They can't let Major League Baseball wants to get back to the forefront in the mainstream. And in order for this sport to get back there, you can't miss on these type of things. You can't. So marketing in Major League Baseball, man, this is one of those things where you want to market your players more. You want to market the sport more. This can't happen. You're not going to tell me, look, the Juan Soto deal is big, but the Ohtani thing's got to be even bigger right now still. And it's just quiet right now. I understand that that's Ohtani's personality to a certain extent, but I don't care. And an NBA and NFL would not let that happen. I promise you that. So marketing in Major League Baseball, my last point, they got to do better. So Nick, it's just, you got to do better. This has to be public.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this should be a spectacle, right? This should be a spectacle. This is the best baseball player we've seen in a long time. The guy can pitch well, compete for a Cy Young, as well as compete for an MVP and hit home runs. Like, it's unreal. This guy is like is a living legend in the game right now. And he is an opportunity to go somewhere and showcase his talent somewhere else. Make it a tour. I get certain aspects of it have to be private. And, I'm okay with that. But the guy should be going on tours. He should be, be followed. Cameras should be following. When does he get off the plane? Where is he at next? When's the next stop of the Ohtani tour? Who's he meeting with? I remember when the Sixers sent Josh Harris and their ownership team out to Los Angeles, and then he signed with the Lakers. Like, we need something, man. Like, we need something. That was like the third time LeBron did that. So, like, when you have a guy that's as big a name as Shohei Ohtani and as great of a player as he was, MLB, Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball, they got to step in and be like, oh, yo, Shohei, like, we get you're more of a private guy, but man, we got to make something out of this. Like, we got to grow the game. We want people talking, chirping. You're not really getting that. Like, it's like I feel like it's not as well versed as like when Brady went to Tampa Bay, when LeBron went to Cleveland. Like, have something, like have a big announcement, do a deal with MLB Network, like announce you're going to sign there, like something along those lines, like for people to look forward to. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. I don't know, but it, all we're hearing is these rumors. Maybe the Blue Jays are involved. We think he's going to go to the Dodgers. We haven't heard a peep. It's like we haven't heard a peep. There's been some reports out there. That's about it. But man, it's a missed opportunity if they don't turn it around soon or like announce something. They're going to do a television event or a stream, or he puts out like a video on social media. Like, something's got to be done around this. This is a big deal. This is the best player in baseball by far who can pitch and can hit. It's nuts. And he might go to one of the bigger markets. He might stay in Los Angeles. He might go to a team like the Dodgers. Like, there's so many opportunities here. And the fact that I listen, all the respect in the world to him. I get it. You want to be private. You want to make all right. But Shohei, there's a lot. There's multiple countries, especially Japan, the United States, Canada, people that love baseball, like are big Major League fans. The markets that he has behind him, the fan base that he has behind him is ginormous. The audience is ginormous. They can make something out of this. Maybe they will. Maybe the announcement will be something we haven't seen before. But I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know. So I think it's a missed opportunity if they don't capitalize on how big of a deal this should be. And that's just why baseball is what it is. And, we see who's leading it. We see who's leading the way in the commissioner's office. So it could be a missed opportunity. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. Maybe we're being a little impatient, but we'll see. But up to this point, they're missing the mark for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest things coming out about Ohtani, Nick, is it's like this whole, I'm sure you saw this Dave Roberts thing that apparently Dave Roberts shouldn't have spoke about the Ohtani thing.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to speak about
it's ridiculous. What is this?
Man.
Are we like in middle school? Like what are we doing, man? Like this is it kind of is like I don't know, like very like immature almost. Like it's weird. It's weird. Like, I hope it's Ohtani's agent saying this stuff because I don't want to think that Ohtani's doing this.
Yeah, I mean, what you can't say you talk to the guy. The guy's the best player in baseball. Of course, all 30 teams probably want to meet with the guy. So, like, I mean, come on, it's
getting ridiculous.
Enough.
All right, let's try to do happy things, Nick, because actually maybe upset. Let's you know what? Let's have some fun here.
With the Dodgers anyway. It's gonna end up with the Dodgers anyway.
Exactly. He is, exactly. Roberts wasn't supposed to speak, and he's still gonna go.
He's gonna go there anyway.
Oh man, what were they supposed to fire Dave Roberts? Whatever.
Who knows? Probably.
Anyway, so I decided I wanted to have a little bit of fun this segment, Nick, and we try to add a little spice to these off-season episodes. Why don't we put together, we've done our all-time franchise teams and stuff like that. And we're going to bring it back, and we're going to bring it back with a guest coming up very soon, a guest that you have seen on here before. So stay tuned for that. But why don't we do a little all-time, since it's hot stove season, winter meetings is over season, all-time free agents team, Nick. Let's go through, catcher, first base, second base, starting pitcher, all that.
Yeah.
I'm going to, you know what? I'll give you mine first. I'm just going to run through
Okay.
each position, and then you run through your team too. So at catcher, I thought was an interesting one, but at catcher, I have Ivan Rodriguez to the Marlins in 03. 1 year, $10 million deal. He didn't put up the type of numbers he did in Texas that MVP year, but I don't think his other years he even did that anyway. But he put up good numbers, and he was he was a very big part of that Marlins team who won in 03. And so Ivan Rodriguez, catcher. It's not like a huge one, but Hall of Famer. First base, I went with Pete Rose. Now, he did have a negative WAR the year they won the World Series with the Phillies. But, I mean, still had, 4 All-Star appearances for what it's worth with the Phils. To be honest, there weren't like a whole lot of big first baseman signings, free agent signings, which is kind of like interesting. Figured there'd be more.
I had trouble with that one. I had trouble with that one.
Figured there'd be more, but, there wasn't. Yeah. So I went with Pete Rose. Second base, I went Ben Zobrist, just based off the fact that I know he was a versatile player. He played a lot of positions, but he played second base for the most part in 2016 when the Cubs won. And we remember how he was for them in the postseason with the Cubs. Like, he literally gets it off of that season. So Zobrist with the Cubs, I forget what the deal was. I think it was like a 4-year deal. Third base, going Adrian Beltre with the Rangers. And that was the latter half of his career. Guy's about to be a Hall of Famer. They went to the World Series in 2011, the year that he got there, I believe. And, it's great all around third baseman. It's going to be a Hall of Famer one day, hopefully soon. So Adrian Beltre, 6-year deal, I believe it was, with the Rangers. Shortstop, it's going to be an interesting one. Just because he kind of split it with 2 teams. I don't know if the deal ended up being restructured, but like the numbers were just incredible. And you can say what you want about the PEDs. Like Alex Rodriguez was incredible already anyway, even with Seattle. A-Rod, I think the deal was technically 10 years, 252, and it ended up getting restructured. But you look at the numbers with Texas, the 3 years he was there, like 50 plus homers, 140 plus RBIs. Like, the guy was incredible. He was incredible when he was in Seattle, but then he goes to Texas, puts up the numbers he puts up there, wins a couple of MVPs, I believe, with the Yankees when he signs with the Yankees after Texas. His numbers from like 2001 to 2010 are pretty incredible, pretty otherworldly. So Alex Rodriguez is my shortstop from that deal in 2001. Outfield, I'm going Barry Bonds, 93 to 98 with the Giants. You look at those numbers from 93 to 98, pretty incredible. Going Bonds. Going Manny Ramirez. I believe the deal was from 01 to 08. Manny Ramirez, one of the best right-handed bats of his generation. And for those seasons with the Red Sox and half a season with the Dodgers, put up just unbelievable numbers as far as home runs go, power numbers, on base, all that stuff. Like, Manny was a monster. And then the last one I put was Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson back in 1977. We're going back to like the early days of free agency, but wins a couple of World Series for the Yankees. And he was like the key missing piece for the Yankees to win. So I go Reggie Jackson, outfield, along with Manny Ramirez and Barry Bonds. And then starting pitcher. I mean, I know you're going to say something. I know you already have a smile on your face.
Not going to say
but
anything.
You can't, because I know, why you're smiling, because you got the same as me. Because you can't beat 4 Cy Youngs 4 in a row from 1999 to 2002, I believe it was. And Randy Johnson was in his late 30s, early 40s doing that. Pretty incredible. So I don't think there's much beating that. Randy Johnson signs with the Diamondbacks in 1999, 4 years, $52 million. Honestly, even if he made like $300 million, it still would have been an underpay for Randy Johnson at that time. What he was able to do, he was killing birds. He was killing Cy Young awards. He was getting World Series rings in 2001, by the way. So Randy Johnson was quite a pitcher and quite a jersey that I have hanging up in my closet. I should be wearing it right now. I should.
Yeah.
But, so Randy Johnson, my pitcher. So Ivan Rodriguez, Pete Rose, Ben Zobrist, Adrian Beltre, Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, Manny Ramirez, Reggie Jackson, and Randy Johnson.
Yeah. All right, listen, great list. We do have some similar ones, but we do have some differences. I'll start with my starting pitcher. Like you just mentioned, Randy Johnson. I had the same one. How can you go away from 4 Cy Youngs, a World Series championship on a expansion franchise that lost over 100 games before he got there, close to 100 games, whatever it was. They were not very good yet. Had an incredible average with his WAR. He was 9.9 over that span. The guy just was dealing. He was just dealing his entire contract with the Diamondbacks. Unreal to win four Cy Youngs there too, and got the championship as well. All right, he's my pitcher. Yeah, you got the jersey. I don't have a problem. I love Randy Johnson. Think he's awesome. Love the camera stuff he's doing now as a camera guy. Taking pictures, awesome. Great style with the photography. I just have you and the jerseys. The fashion, the MLB, the baseball fashion. You just don't do it correcectly. Okay, your timing's off.
No one does it like me. You got it wrong. No one does it like me.
No, yeah, I know no one does it like you. It's insane. It's insane. But it's a good jersey. Listen, cool colors. But you wore it at the wrong time. Wrong timing. Bad timing. Someone needs to advise you on when to wear this stuff and how to wear it correctly and properly.
I'll continue.
I'm speaking. I'm continuing. At catcher.
Was it Kawashioka?
At catcher. I have Pudge, but with the Tigers. Okay. When he left the Marlins. That was a bad team. He helped turn that team around. Had a couple of really good years there with Detroit. Went to a World Series in 2006. Was an all-star 4 straight years there. So I had to go with Pudge Rodriguez signing that deal with the Tigers after leaving the World Series champion Marlins. Let's see. We'll go to first base. I was having trouble with this one. I ended up landing on Pete Rose right before the show, called an audible, won the 80 World Series. We all know what happened to him. We all know how many hits he had. He's the hit king. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He's your favorite player. We all know who Pete Rose is by this point. But yeah, when he signed with the Phillies, it was a big deal. And out of the first baseman all time, I think that was one of the top ones. Now, second base, was different than years. I had Roberto Alomar signing with the Cleveland at the time Indians. He was around, I believe he was age 30. Yes, he was age 30 at that point in his career. He had a slash line of 323, 405, and 515 for 3 of the 4 seasons on a 4-year contract. That 4th year, he started to decline, and that's when he got traded to the Mets. But those first 3 years, very worth it. Had a really good glove. Had to pick him. I think that was a pretty good signing by the Indians back in the day, especially for a guy batting over 300. We know how much I love batting average. Adrian Beltre is my third baseman. A total agreement with you. The guy had 30 home runs 4 times, helped the Rangers get to a pennant, win a pennant, get to a World Series. They lost to the Cardinals, obviously, in that 2011 championship in heartbreak fashion. But, he was a productive player, Hall of Fame level player for the Texas Rangers over that span. Shortstop, Alex Rodriguez signing with Texas Rangers. Yes, I'm with you. A pretty obvious one. The MVPs, the guy hitting over 300. I mean, I could go on and on, right? You kind of summed it up for me. Alex Rodriguez had to be my shortstop, obviously. Then went on to play for the Yankees, moved over to third base, won a World Series with the Yanks, and et cetera, et cetera. He's legit. We know the PED story as well does follow him. All right. Outfield, agreement with you on Barry Bonds. Guy, first contract won the MVP with the Giants in that first contract. But overall, I think it was 5 MVPs total. He won the 4, was it 3, 4 straight? He
won 7, didn't he?
He won 7? Well, no, I'm not counting the ones with Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
not
5.
Counting the ones with Pittsburgh. So it was 5.
Yeah, 5. Yep.
So yeah, with the Giants, that first contract, yes. Won the one MVP, then the second contract won the couple. But overall, with the Giants, very good career. Obviously didn't win World Series with the Giants, but those MVPs, we all know who Barry Bonds is, the home runs, the great deal. All right, this is where we get interesting, and I think you're gonna like this pick. I really do. Had a 9.8 WAR average. He was the 97 MVP, first Colorado Rocky to get into the Hall of Fame. Larry Walker. Oh, what a signing that was. If he's your
I'll give you that
first
one.
player to get into the Hall of Fame, you were doing something right. Went in as a Rocky. Boom. A great signing. Guy was an MVP. Guy was legit. An extremely good bat. Consistent bat. Had
And
some
fielder.
power, had some pop. Great fielder as well, obviously. But yeah, I had to pick your boy, man. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't pick him. Especially when the MVP, first guy to go in the Hall of Fame for that.
Wait, he's my boy? Why is he my boy?
Yeah, he's your boy.
I do like Larry Walker,
You
but
love Larry Walker. Stop.
I do love
Your
Larry
boy.
Walker, but like, how'd you know?
That's your boy, because you wouldn't shut up about him at Cooperstown, man. Come
You're
on.
right. You're right. Yeah, well, because there was a lot of back and forth on if he should be in Cooperstown or not.
I agree.
He should be in Cooperstown. He is.
He's in.
Anyway.
So Larry Walker, great signing. And my last outfielder. This man was born to play in the city.
I knew you were gonna say. Go ahead.
This man was born to play in the city of Philadelphia. Did he not make the most correct decision of correct decisions? Bryce Harper. Boom. Signs the 13th, 3:30. They have in Clearwater on top of the dugout. They have the whole thing there. He's flying with John Middleton. Comes off the plane. The jerseys are selling out the first day. Has over 100, has 122 home runs in his career with the Phillies. The guy's been an animal, took this team to a World Series, the big home run independent to send this team to a World Series. Yes, there's been some injuries, but he has done what he's needed to do. He's changed positions. I could have made him my first baseman, obviously. I could have made him my first baseman in this whole thing. Bryce Harper still has a ways to go here, but man, right now, I can't say shouldn't be on this list. The guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, no doubt about it. Born to play in the city, he made the right call. I don't care if he's had a little bit of an injury bug. He's won an MVP with the Phillies, and he's still got time left. Bryce Harper's my final outfielder of my all-time free agent signing lineup. Come on, Francisco, get up here. Let's go.
Bro, I can't dispute what you said about Bryce Harper. I can't. I think I'm sitting here trying to.
You can't.
He's incredible. He's been incredible here so far, and I guess it's different because like all the ones that we've given, like those happened already. Like Bryce is still in the midst of this contract, but so far MVP and LCS MVP, all the amazing, incredible moments and home runs and clutch hits, all that stuff. What he's been for the city as far as the character and all that, the personality. We love him. I get it. And I can't dispute it. I like it. But I will say this, Reggie Jackson has some of the most iconic, not just in his city, iconic home runs in baseball history, and owns records, and also won. And look, it's also team sport, so like I'm not going to put it all on Reggie Jackson, but just to give the edge here, does have World Series rings.
Okay,
just saying. But I'm not mad at your Bryce pick. That's all I'm gonna say. We had to disagree somewhere.
It's a great signing.
I'm just saying, but
don't put on your Diamondbacks jersey, would you? Just don't put it on. Don't put your Diamondbacks jersey on.
I was bought a Reggie Jackson jersey at Cooperstown. Remember that? Remember that or not?
Yeah,
I should have bought it.
You were looking at everything but a Philly. You there was Mike Schmidt. I mean, there was I don't know what to do with you. I don't.
Listen to me. That's what you should do.
Can somebody comment, leave a comment, and get through to this man? He's supposed to be a Phillies fan. Someone tell him that.
What does this have to do with anything? I love
It
Bryce
is
Harper.
not okay. It is not okay to wear another team's jersey and then go around saying "Go Phillies" to other people when you're wearing a different color. It's ridiculous.
It's been
borderline
since this happened.
insane.
I love that you're still upset about this. I love it.
I will never not be upset at this. We'll get Pete Norado in here. He was upset too.
Pause.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it's fun when you're upset, bro.
Go. You should just go in the closet right now and put your Randy Johnson jersey on. My goodness.
I will not do that. I will not.
Gosh. Go get an Eduardo Rodriguez jersey this time around.
Eduardo Rodriguez. Oh, that's where we're going, by the way. Look, Nick, we're not going to talk too much about these deals because there wasn't too many other crazy deals. Besides, you had the Craig Kimbrell to Baltimore. What does that mean for them? I don't really know. Jamer Candelario, Cincy. I actually like the Candelario signing for Cincy. They're trying to get better. Eduardo Rodriguez, the D-backs, though, gets 4 years, $80 million. I actually like that for them because they're trying to shore up their rotation along with Gallen and Kelly. You can't just have those two. Brandon Fought, who knows what he's going to be yet. I think they like the kid a lot. But I think Eduardo Rodriguez, honestly, like a perfect number 3 for them. So for a team that's trying to get back to the playoffs and try to potentially get back to the World Series, I thought Eduardo Rodriguez, really good signing. Anything stick out to you, Nick, as far as any deals?
You mentioned Kimbrell, man. I can't just blow by that.
Because you're an Orioles guy.
Did he have to go to my young guns down in Baltimore? They don't need that. They're gonna hit the baseball well. They do need pitching, but they didn't need Craig Kimbrell, man. I got a soft spot for my O's down there. I saw a lot of those guys come up, man. Calling these Wilmington games back a couple years back now. I've seen a lot of these guys come up, like Gunnar, like Adley. Why? Why do you have to go to the Baltimore Orioles? I get why they did it. They needed pitching. That's a lot of money. $13 million over just 1 year. Listen, he had a decent year last year, but towards the end, he kind of fell off a little bit. It was interesting. The Verdugo thing we mentioned earlier in the show. He gets moved to the Yankees. Good player, solid. That doesn't move the needle much like we talked about earlier, but I'm with you. I think the Eduardo Rodriguez thing's a pretty big deal for the Diamondbacks. They got better. They bolstered that pitching staff. I think Brandon Pfaadt's could be a really good, nice pitcher. I know I wasn't worried about him during the playoffs. Young pitcher, he proved me wrong. And I think he's going to develop nicely. I think they have 4 really good, solid starting pitchers now in that rotation. And like we mentioned, they just needed to add pieces now. I mean, they're now they overachieved. They're very young. You add guys like this that are established, that's going to help them continue to be in the mix every single year. And they get a pretty good pitcher in Rodriguez. Erod, good signing by them. That's where I'm at with some of these signings. Not a ton of movement as of late, but we'll wait till that Shohei Ohtani bomb drops. Hopefully it's in a cool way, like we mentioned. Market the game, Rob. Market the game, Shohei. That's what we want to see. So,
right,
that's where we're at.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's close it out, Nick. Cooperstown talk, right?
Cooperstown.
So Jim Leyland was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame through the Contemporary Committee, I believe, and very deserving. Won a World Series with the Marlins back in '97. Led a lot of pretty good Tigers team. The one that you mentioned already with Pudge back in '06. So Jim Leyland has been around. Was also the Pirates manager.
Yeah,
way back in the '90s. And I don't know if you ever seen that clip out there of Leyland talking to Barry Bonds, and they got into it like in spring training. Have you ever seen that?
Yes,
yeah,
I did. I have seen that clip. Yep.
That's legendary. If you don't mind, if you actually pull that up while I'm going to talk about what I remember about Jim Leyland. If you could find that video, that'd be dope. Yeah. But 2 things that I remember about Jim Leyland, or I guess 3 things. First thing, and you definitely remember this. First one was he came out. I think this was at Yankee Stadium. He came out to argue with an umpire, and mid while he was arguing with the umpire, it was God Bless America started playing, and he takes his hat off and he puts it over his heart and says, "All right, let me chill for a second. I gotta stand for God Bless America." And then when it's over, he gets right back to arguing with the umpire, gets thrown out, and he's gone. It's legendary. It's legendary stuff there from Jimmy Leyland. And then the second thing was definitely being a part of that '06 Tigers team, because I was actually I shouldn't even say this, should I? I guess I'm already missed saying this. My second favorite team growing up, besides the Fightins, were the St. Louis Cardinals, because I was a
I know they
Pujols
were.
fan. Okay, I just want to
were.
make sure. I'll make sure I get killed for this. All right. And anyway, so I remember watching that World Series, rooting for the Cardinals, because I was was the second favorite team. So Cardinals won the World Series. I remember facing that Jimmy Leyland team with a young rookie Justin Verlander. And then the third one. Do you have the clip, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we gotta pull it up. Let's play it. Explicit content. Parental.
Listen. I'm gonna leave it on mute so we don't have to put the explicit content. But there it is.
I mean, either we play it or we don't even put it up. Do you want to play it or no?
I can't. We got a younger audience at times. We got to think about the kids.
We got all the kids, right? It's about it. Yeah, you're right.
Think about the kids. Think about the kids.
Right, so basically, here I'll just narrate it. Basically, here Jimmy Leyland is coming up to Bonds saying, like, "Bro, I'm tired of your ish. Whatever. Get the heck out of here with that." And Bonds is like, the ego that he has. He's like, "Yo, Jimmy, what you mean? Like, no, this is my team. Man. This is my team. I'm the MVP here. Blah blah blah." And Jimmy's like, "Nah, dude. Like, this is my team. I don't know what you're talking about." And then Jimmy's about to punch him right there. Look, he's about to punch him, and then he walks off. And that's pretty much it. But obviously, Jimmy Leyland was using some not so great language,
not so colorful language.
And
that I screened before we dropped it on here. Yeah, we're a family show, Francisco. Family show.
Right. We are a family show. You're partially right. You are partially right. We cater to all audiences. All. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that's one of the interactions. Obviously I don't remember it because I was not alive, but you go on YouTube, you find things. The internet is a great place as far as finding some historical stuff like that. So that's what I remember Jim Leyland for the most. So what about you, Nick Earnshaw?
Yeah, no, I remember growing up, like he was the Detroit manager for me, man. Like that was the guy in the dugout for the Detroit Tigers growing up, dude. And I can't believe you brought it up when he stopped mid argument for God Bless America. That sticks out in my memory. You stole it from me. I love that video. That clip is fantastic because nothing beats when managers get in the faces of umpires. I love that clip. It will always go down in history for me. I also have to shout out the Ford C. Frick Award winner this year. It's for all the broadcasters. Someone for broadcasting journalism gets it every year. Joe Castiglione, I think I said his name correctly. He won it this year. He's called games for the Red Sox on the radio for 41 seasons. So I wanted to add that in there as well with Jim Leyland getting in. Had to get Mr. Joe Castiglione in there. I think I might have butchered his name, but I just want to say he got the Frick Award this year. So congrats to him. 41 seasons for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I've heard his name before, so congrats to him.
Yeah,
and we'll talk a little more Hall of Fame over the next, month and a half as we get to the.
And we're going back next year.
We're going back. We're gonna go see Beltray.
No doubt.
We're gonna go see Beltray and maybe Wagner and Hilton. Yeah,
Chase Utley.
We'll see. I think we're gonna get a couple. We're gonna get you said Jimmy Rollins. Get the heck out of here. We're gonna get a couple.
Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, Chase Utley in like 10 years maybe. Let's be real. I'm not even like, see, you're making me sound like I'm not a Phillies fan. I hate when you do this. I
didn't do anything. I did not do anything. I did not do anything. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything.
Listen, Nick. There he is. Mr. Future Man. You look like Frozone.
Yes. That's the look I was going for.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Dope look. It's a dope look. The Riz Man is back. The Riz God. He's got the money. He's the money man. Oh boy! All right, that's gonna do it for us. The shift. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter now. We do have a Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on IG. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us everywhere. And I think next episode we're probably going to be talking about Ohtani and where he's going.
Hopefully.
And we're going to try to make it bigger news than they're going to make it. So tune into us. Don't tune into wherever else. Okay. So that's going to do it for us. The Shift, Nick Earnshaw, and Francisco Rojas. We'll see you guys soon.